All right. Well, thank you for telling your brother and Randy Bird it was a success. I always like to hear that. But we got a lot of people jumping on. So welcome, 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 welcome to Wake Up Wednesday. I know a lot of us are still on a amazing high from our retreat. And for those of you who don't know about it, is anybody here for the first time on Wake Up Wednesday? Hi, who's that? Catherine? Unmic yourself, tell us who you are and where you unmute yourself and where you're from, please.
Hi, I'm from Southwest Florida. My husband connected with Peggy a couple years ago when she was in the Cape Coral area, and she invited me to jump on this morning. So I'm super excited to meet everybody.
Fantastic. I'm so glad you're here. So I have to just give kudos because I always say that your husband saved my life. When I had to have a CAT scan and my insurance company was giving me a little bit of a hard time, he really, really he just jumped right in, got me that CAT scan, and that CAT scan was what found my brain tumor, which obviously I'm okay. But I have to just always say, for a gentleman who does my insurance, he is more than just an insurance broker. He does not just leave you, he just keeps going. So I always just give him a big, big hug. But we're so glad you're here, Catherine.
Thank
But you
you.
want to go by Catherine?
Cat.
You go by Cat. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll get to meet a lot of us and see what we're all about. Let's see. The Goodmans, where in the world are you? Hi.
We're in Rome.
You're in Rome?
Yeah.
You know what? This is dedication, guys. So I don't know if you are friends with Stacy and Kevin Goodman, but they are traveling. That's why they were not at the retreat this year. But what a small world. Tell everybody what it was like to have breakfast yesterday morning with someone. Okay, we're having a little bit of a hard time hearing you, Kevin. All right. Can't hear you. It's not coming through. So, all right. Until we get their sound back, let me just tell you, this is so cool. They texted me a photo yesterday of them in Rome in a coffee shop, and Brent Gove was there. I mean, how do you run into Brent Gove in Rome? There you guys go. All right, we still can't get it, Kev. Can you hear me? Put your thumbs up if you can hear me. No? Try. All right, you guys are just gonna have to listen. So anyways, welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to jump right in because we had so much, I don't know, how would you explain it? We had a retreat last week. It's our third annual one. Thank you to Jean and Susan Frederick for allowing us to use their lake home, and Trey and Lisa Williams, because we couldn't do it without them. And a group of high-minded people all came together, and a lot of them showed up not knowing what they were coming for. And I just said, come on, you got to come. It's going to be a great experience. Some of these people I had never met before. The exciting part was we had Brad come from Canada. We had people come from Austin, came from the East Coast. Judy came from New England, where I'm sitting in Connecticut right now. People came from all over. Stacy got in her car with Crystal, and they drove from Louisiana. I mean, Annie came in from Arizona. If I've missed anybody, everybody came in, and they came into a really safe environment, and they showed up with love and trust and wanted to become a better person, have a better relationship, not only with themselves, but with their family and their friends. And I just want to let everybody kind of jump in. So, who wants to jump in first about what this actually was like and what it did for you? JD. Now, JD had no idea what he was coming to. I met his parents in Cabo. I told them about the retreat, and next thing I know, they weren't coming. They said, our son's going to come. And they just kind of called him and said, you're getting on a plane, you're going to Dallas, and you're going to hang out for a week with this girl named Peggy. So jump in.
Yes, all true. Um, I mean, I thought that I was getting into a more of a real estate kind of centered discussion retreat type deal, but it was more about putting your mind and your head in the right place to accomplish the things that you desire to accomplish, which is just equally, if not more important than actually learning your craft and selling real estate. But I think everyone knows that was there by now that I was a previous college athlete, and I do believe in everything that we were learning and think that it's all important because I've lived it and know that success starts with your head first. So I was pleasantly surprised with what I was getting into, but very, very happy that I went.
So, what were some of your takeaways? What were some of your surprises? And how did you let yourself become so vulnerable? I'm throwing a lot of questions out.
Yeah, well, my takeaway, um, my main takeaway, what I got about it. Well, first, I'll start with eh, the surprise. I didn't think I was going to get into any sort of Hawaiian Hawana Pana. Uh, Close your eyes and listen to these sort of sounds and stuff. So that was definitely a shocker for me. But my main takeaway is just that, like any other muscle in the body, your brain works hard and it needs time to recover. You got to knock out all the noise that's in there so that your head is clear and can perform to its max potential. So my main takeaway is that I definitely need to allot some time to kind of recharge, reset, um, and just let all those negative and limiting beliefs kind of leave my head.
Mm-hmm. So, did you have breakthroughs?
Um, a breakthrough, I would say I'm there definitely will be some. I've yet to see them. Um, I can tell you I'm certainly nervous for an appointment that I have on Saturday just because I haven't been there and done that before. But um, with what I've learned, I feel confident that I'll get in the right headspace before I walk in there.
Is that for your $3 million listing?
It is.
Okay. So let's just talk about that for a minute. What kind of headspace do you need to get into?
Um, well, confidence.
Okay.
I need to build trust, build likeness, and I mean, at the end of the day, all you need to do is really build a relationship.
Exactly. And you already have the mindset to walk in. I mean, when you walked into the living room that day and said you were getting a $3 million listing appointment, you were on fire. Anybody who was there saw
Yeah.
the excitement. So you've got the confidence, you've got the trust, you've got all of that already. And you got the listing, man. You're just going to walk in and, they want to see you, right?
They do.
And what I love about you being honest right now is even though you just came off this retreat with limiting beliefs and we get all pumped up when we're there, we still go back to limiting beliefs sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it just doesn't, you don't just go to a retreat and it happens overnight. We keep coming
No.
back and learning and learning and learning and learning. So you have everybody on speed dial. You've got everybody on the WhatsApp group. We'll get you in the photo group. But you got this, and JD, that you can call any one of us beforehand and you know that visualizing getting that listing. So just pick your playlist that you're going to be having on in the car when you're driving there. Walk in with that swag that you have and confidence, knowing that, you know, what is it in golf? You're going to get is it a birdie? Is it a hole in one? Hole in one, right?
Yeah, hole in ones are as good as it gets.
Okay. That's what you're going to get when you walk into that $3 million.
Hey, JD,
appointment.
Yes, sir.
I too was a competitive swimmer, and much like you, my coach would have me go into the men's room before each one of my events and visualize the person on the left, on the right, and know what I had to do with every stroke to win that event. And I learned a long time ago that the basics of sales follows regardless of whether it's 300,000, 3 million, or 30 million. It's just zeros. And you've got the confidence, buddy. Peggy, my number's on the screen. Call me if I can help you, but you'll get it done.
Thank you.
Congratulations in advance.
Thank you.
Love that, Tucker. Thank you. And Tucker wasn't even at the retreat, although we were right down the street from him. You're muted again, Tuck. You're muted. It's not happening.
I was at the regional rally,
Oh,
and,
you went to
and
the
I saw Ashley there, and she was headed out to the lake right immediately after.
and she did. She showed up right away. So
Yeah.
thanks, guys. Sarah, good morning, Miss Kentucky, all in pink.
Good morning.
So I was going to ask you, how are you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. I tell you, I came home really, really tired. I think I've finally caught up on my rest.
I said that to JD, that I was exhausted too, but it was a good exhausted. So this was your third retreat.
Mhm.
Give us some things that you're like just feeling, all that good stuff.
I think some of the material I had heard before, but it landed different.
Mm-hmm.
And I did let go of some things. Limiting beliefs seem to be haunting thoughts. And I feel like I've kind of let go of some of those.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just really excited for the future. And I think one of my favorite things about the retreat is making new connections and making new friends. And
Right.
I'm excited for JD to see where he's going to go in his career. We all know he's a rock star. It's just be a matter of when he puts the sunglasses on and owns it. But I believe in him for sure. And then just so many wonderful people there that were so kind and vulnerable. And I feel like that we did forge some relationships there that we can call on each other when we need each other, not only just in business, but in personal.
I love that you're saying that, because the biggest thing, we're going on 3 years next week that we've been doing Wake Up Wednesday, or June 1st, 2 weeks. And we've built a community, guys. And when you talk about culture, when you talk about trust, I've been in real estate for over 30 years. I've managed for the past 26 years, I have been managing major offices. I've been with major brands. I always say, thank you, thank you, thank you, KW, for what you gave me. And when you're at that company where you are, you believe you have culture, and you do. It's only till you keep moving forward. And people have said, oh, you're a virtual company. How's that going to work? I believe we have more culture because we've created this. It's everybody that keeps showing up every week. I mean, some weeks you're here, some weeks you're not, but there's been a consistent theme of 3 years coming to this group. And that is what it's all about. And like you said, we can call any one of us on this, but we share, and we have great speakers, but it comes down to what kind of a culture are you involved in? where can you go to a safe space? And I had, 17 people show up, some of them that I had really never met before. They might have just saw me in Cabo, and they said, come, okay, where do I sign up? Where do I pay? And that's a trust. That's a huge trust that I don't see. I worked for American Airlines for 25 years almost, and I was with the same people every day. I've never seen anything like we're building here. And it's not only at Wake Up Wednesday, it's any of the other groups or events that you go to. So, Sarah, if there's one thing that you want people to really wrap their heads around, that you think this would be so important for them to know to help them moving forward, what would that be?
I'll try to say this as simple as possible. I think that we all reach a point where we feel like our head's just bumping the ceiling. We're not getting past what's holding us back. We know we're meant for more. We know we have the capability and the skill set, but there's something that is keeping us back, keeping us from moving forward. And the mental work that we did and the emotional work that we did at the retreat is what you need to break through. That's why we call it level up. And yeah, it does get you a little bit out of your comfort zone if you've never been into anything like this before. But it's probably thousands and thousands of dollars worth of therapy and talk therapy or whatever therapy you want to talk about. I mean, it condensed into 1 week. And it just, it's important to invest that time and money in yourself. It's not that expensive for sure. The food was phenomenal. The beds are comfortable. The surroundings are great. And the people are great. I mean, it was a no makeup yoga pant weekend, except for JD and Brad. They didn't wear their yoga pants, but that's okay. Still love them. And, it's just, I think that it is the one thing that people are hesitant to invest money in. They'll take all the production coaching, all the seminars, the rah-rah. But when it comes down to it, you know what the actions are. You know what you need to do to get business, to level up your business. But there's some little nagging voice in the back of your head that's just keeping you down. And the level up retreat is probably, that's the biggest thing that we see is people are able to break through and allow themselves to build their business and to grow whatever it is they're wanting to grow in. What do you think?
I love the way you put that. And you can take all the production coaching that you want. It's great. There are classes, you follow steps, I'm supposed to make this many calls, have this many appointments, whatever it is. And then there's a reason why you don't do it, where everything is there, but you still don't do it. And it's when we get into these type of retreats or courses that we can take, when you really find the root cause, it's where you have your breakthroughs. And that, I think, is so important. And Brad, you knew you were going to be up. I've been asking Brad for 3 years to come to this, and you show up when you can, when it's needed the most, and you do whatever it is possible to get there. So, Brad, hi.
Peggy, hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, was there a question in there? It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. I guess it's like, for us, you've done production coaching. You've done so many things. You've been to events before. This isn't your first rodeo at Mindset and things. You were ready this time. You were really ready to break through.
Yeah.
What was the big thing for you?
Oh, there was a few big things, Peggy, like, to be honest. But I think the biggest was just realizing how much stuff we pick up along the way in our journey. And I mean, like, from the time we're really little to however old we are now, things that we pick up that serve us really well at the time. And we like kind of tuck that away in our heads, and we keep running that same, or well, me, keep running the same script based on previous experience and expecting things to be, or hoping that maybe things will be different. And so this was helping to say, okay, well, you don't need to run that one anymore, and you don't need to do that anymore, and you don't need to carry that around anymore, and you can set all that stuff down, and then we can pick up whatever skills that we want once that other stuff is gone. That was the biggest thing for me, is like just making the recognition of all the other stuff that I was holding on to, and being able to let it go and make space for whatever else. And then like now we can decide, or I can decide what I want to put in there and run that. And that's yeah, that's the next step for me, is just making sure that that space that I've cleared out in my head is now filled with the stuff that I want to do. And that's the ongoing stuff. And that's why I keep coming back.
Keep coming back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who else was at the retreat that wants to jump in? I'm going to talk to Stephanie later. I see that she's there with the baby. Austin, I see you in the corner up there. Hey.
Let me see if I can unmute this thing. Hi
did?
guys. Hi y'all.
Good morning.
Good morning. It has been a wild ride. I'm telling you, the neurons that connect us to our old habits. I described it to my brother who I'm on his team for real estate. I said, you know what? It's Germany up here. They're going 90, on the old pathway. So I had a real hard night last night. For the people that were not at the retreat, I have a 2-year-old. Her name is Rose. I missed her desperately when I was in Texas, but it was really worth it. And there's not that many things that are worth it to miss being with my 2-year-old, because as we learned, my value was motherhood. So, but it was really worth it. Last night, Rose didn't sleep. She went to bed at 10. She woke up at midnight. She woke up at 4, finally got in the bed with me because I couldn't handle it anymore. And my old pathway of just going down the negative, not myself. I did not get to the point where I was in the gratitude, but I did stop the negative thought.
Good.
This morning, because of no sleep and sleep deprivation, there were a few tears, but you know what I said? I'm like, sadness is passing through me. I'm fine. I'm supported. My mantras. I am so supported. I am a good mother. I am an excellent mother. For those on the group, I'm a newly single mom, so it's very rough. But these mantras are so great. And actually, Paul had me speak at our little meeting. We get together in person every 2 weeks, and I didn't even know what I was going to say. But anyways, I just kind of told a little bit of my story, because everybody shared their stories. Treat, and it just feels like you really can connect when people just share their story, and then you can kind of feel like, well, she can do it, I can do it. This is important. This is, really life-changing. I came back and I'm like, this is life-changing. My mom is like, your face is glowing. I'm like, Mom, you just love me. But you know what I mean? Like, I do feel like was it Thoreau that said, the path in the woods and you take the one less traveled? Like, I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm taking the better path. I feel like I'm choosing better thoughts, and that will be like my little holograms, my little children. Then they get to choose better neuron connections and pathways. So it's just massive for me.
Thank you. I love the way you put that together. And I saw every day how hard it was for you to be away, to sacrifice, not to be with your kids.
Right.
This is not an easy thing, to walk away from your families and say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to come up with the money to do this, and then be open and be present and be willing to be so vulnerable. And even this morning, Austin, you're sharing I can tell you are still glowing. It's not just because your mom loves you. And I love for all the parents here that have gone through this, and my godson was there for the 3rd year, to see what we can introduce to them and how we can break some of the generational DNA habits that have gone before us that we thought or assumed we just had to keep living in. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, who wants to speak up? Come on. Okay, Judy, and then Crystal.
Why did I know you were going to call me next? Why?
There with that pick me smile. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're a car ride away from each other. It's not that bad. We're New
Yes. So what do you
So-
want to know?
I want to know what you thought, because you're another person who came in and wasn't sure, and you said to your husband, this is what I love, is that your husband said do it. Your husband encouraged you to go.
He did.
And when you get the buy-in from your family, and if you've never had it before, we can all work on that. But Judy, just, share whatever's on your heart.
Well, let's see. I'll start intentionally by saying one thing, but I'm going to correct it, Stephanie. Okay. I am a person who is very wrapped tight, but in light of what I've learned, I can't say I am wrapped tight. I often feel, how'd I do, Stephanie? I often feel very anxious. And when I went there, I have been I typically get wrapped up in tasks of the day. I'm a very task-oriented individual. Oh, I keep saying I am. Oh boy, I gotta work on that. Anyway,
You're doing it.
I tend to get wrapped up in tasks of the day. And when I went there, I was in a highly anxious mode. And what I did find, it really was a reset. And I do believe with JD and different things that people have said, mindset is huge. Actually, that is the biggest thing, I think. And then everything else falls from there. And so for me, it was a true recovery period, because when I left, I was feeling very calm and at peace. And I have been into personal development for several years. I've seen different things. So I don't want to suggest for a second going, oh, I've seen it all. My point is, if anybody else has thought, gee, I don't need this type of thing, we all need a reset. We all need a reset. And like I said, I was getting very wrapped up in the tasks. Since returning, another thing I remember hearing there is, you are not your mind.
Yes.
And you are the boss. So I want to tell you that I have been getting up every morning to do my miracle morning. Once again, because I had completely gone on a major hiatus with that. So as opposed to hitting the snooze, okay, I have hit the snooze, but not as many times as typical. And so, but I have gotten up and I've taken that time to go through the exercise of gratitude and meditation and stretches, etc. And so I'm thinking of mindset. It was a great recovery. I began feeling very anxious. I left feeling at peace.
Oh, wow.
Okay, my list is growing again, but it's a reminder that I am the boss.
Love it.
I have to be bossy.
You have to be. You are in charge. You are
Yes.
absolutely in charge.
As opposed to my mind and
You're-
allowing my mind to take it.
And you can start your day over at any time. There's so many tricks that we learn that you can just start your day over at any time. Thank you, Judy. I'm glad you were there. It was wonderful to get to know you.
Thank you.
Crystal, hi. Yep, you'll unmute yourself. You're getting there.
Okay. Well,
morning.
Grand Rising. Good morning, good morning, good morning to everybody. So yes, coming back from our retreat, I have to say there was a lot of emotions and just maybe more releasing that was just happening on its own. I found that Mother's Day was really hard for me.
Mm.
And again, I don't know, maybe it could just be, you know, that monkey chatter once again, trying to get in, trying to find its way in the cracks. And again, you know, being a single mom is never easy, but I'm game for challenge. That's me. Give it to me. Let's go. But this Mother's Day, I don't know. I just kind of felt more of a release, I guess. So yeah, I had a couple days where I was just in deep with my emotions and crying and letting it out. And I think after that, things just started clicking more for me on a different level about awareness, about choice, and then action. And then now those are the things that I kind of exercise every day. And so again, things are feeling good, things are feeling better. Um, Trying to stick and stay in the positive mindset. And yeah.
I love it. You had a lot of
Yeah.
breakthroughs, and
Oh
you
yeah,
you gave
it did.
us a gift. I mean,
Yes.
you showed up to an event where you didn't really know anybody. You drove with Stacy, and you brought your sound bath bowls,
But yeah, my singing bowls.
your singing bowls, and it was such a, it wasn't planned, it was unexpected. There was a day also where it was cold and we had the fireplace going and it was raining. And even then, everybody just pours into each other. Everybody brings a talent and a gift. And you
Yeah.
showed up, did your singing bowls, led us through some amazing meditations and healings. And people had some pretty heavy duty breakthroughs with that.
Oh yes.
So
Yes. And I'm so honored for that. In the trust, like we talked about earlier, you know, trusting is a very hard thing. And a lot of times we don't even trust ourselves, let alone other people, you know, on a day-to-day connection. And so I hope everyone understands and realize in the process of being a human, as we learn, is that we have to be very patient and give ourselves a lot of grace into that walk because it's unfamiliar. And the first place that should be safe is self. So once you can allow that breakthrough, I think everything else will kind of, you know, connect and align on its own way.
And it's interesting when we really think about that, is that we have to trust ourselves. And so many of us don't. And
No.
at these retreats, at these meetings that we have, the different things that we go to, we learn more and more to trust ourselves.
Yes.
And giving ourselves permission to trust ourselves is a huge start. Huge, huge, huge start. So thank you for everything that you brought. I see you have a little t-shirt on
Thank
there.
you.
You want to tell the
Oh
manifestation
yeah.
story about that? So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the story on this first EXP shirt. um I was traveling with Stacy. Good morning, Stacy. um and she wore her EXP shirt and I was like, "Oh, I want an EXP shirt so bad." And then when we got to the retreat, oh well, you know, Stacy mentioned, well, yeah, you just, you know, go online, go to the store, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay, great, great, great. Then we get to the retreat at the house and we meet Anne. Good morning, Anne. And she has her hoodie zip up EXP shirt. And I'm like, oh man, this is great. I want a shirt. So towards the end of our retreat, I gifted a EXP shirt by the one and only true Peggy. So thank you for that. And I had no idea that I was going to be gifted a shirt, but in my mind, in my heart, that's what I wanted. And I got it
And you
just for showing up, for being me.
Yeah, and the whole thing changed at the last minute. I had made a donation to extend a hand at the rallies, and for $100 donation, they gave you an EXP hat and shirt. And I wasn't quite sure how I was going to give them away. I knew I wanted to give them away, and there were two things. There was a cap and there was a shirt. So Brad, let's jump onto your cap. So tell the story, 2 manifestations about EXP clothing. I just love it. Talk about your hat.
Yeah. Kind of similar to Crystal's. Like I've wanted I've wanted an EXP hat for a while, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to get them here in Canada because you need to either be at an event in the States or I haven't been to an event here in Canada, but because I've looked online and it's like paying for the shipping, it kind of triples the cost. It's just it doesn't make sense. So yeah, kind of always wanted one, and then Peggy pulled out the bag and was explaining, hey, this is this and that, and I made these donations, and I've got this hat and this t-shirt. And I went up and was like, oh, kind of like the t-shirt, kind of like the hat. Well, I've always wanted a hat, so I'll take the hat, and left the t-shirt. Yeah, and it worked out for everybody.
It worked out beautifully, and that story is wonderful because we talk a lot about manifestation, and here are 2 people on different parts of the world, literally, and they're both wanting something, and it shows up right then and there. So, move on. You manifest parking spaces. Let's manifest something really big because you've got the power to do anything on that. Stacy, where are you driving? Can you talk? She's still there?
I can talk.
Oh, good.
So, wow. Yeah, that was an amazing experience. Like I've been back, and since I've been back, it's like I've been on another planet. Like I go to different events all the time, and people are like, what happened? You're glowing. And like, I just feel like I shedded so much. I feel like lighter in my presence. Like, I don't know, so clear and precise. Like I've got 2 listing appointments today. Like people are being attracted to me now that weren't before. It's bizarre. It's crazy. I love it. But I feel great. I feel like I'm walking on sunshine.
Oh, I love it. Have you gone out and who's gone out and done the happy cell dance?
Me.
Yay. Yay. Family thinks we're crazy. That's okay. I love it. And just thank you. And Stacy, thank you for driving and bringing Crystal along with you, because that's a commitment to drive 6-7 hours to get there. And all the right people showed up. And, unfortunately, there were some cancellations. Peggy Page, delayed flights, missed dates. Pam Dempsey had her truck break down. And you have to be where you have to be. I believe that. You end up being where you're supposed to be for a reason. And then at the last minute, someone couldn't go. They sold their ticket. And I don't see her on the call. Is Kim? I don't see Kim on the call. And Kim ended up showing up at the last second too. And you get what you need. You truly, truly get what you need. So someone had put in the chat, who were the coaches? Well, I'm going to introduce you to one of them right now. Stephanie Garvey. Oh, not Garvey, sorry.
I do the same thing. I'm like, oh, my last name's not Garvey anymore.
Stephanie and I have been friends for about 8 years, been on this journey together, and her husband, Eric, and their baby, who was there a second ago. Stephanie showed up pregnant the first year. Then last year, Nikki was just a few months old at that point. And this year, Nikki comes and she's walking all over the place and totally engaging, and so many wonderful things. We want to thank you. We want to thank Eric, and please, please, please thank Josh. Josh is the brother-in-law, babysitter, cook, brought the cigars, got some lattes some morning, was very happy. Jack enjoyed an amazing steak the other day that he left. But Steph, as a coach, I first want to talk about how you're feeling when you leave this, because you absorb a lot of energy, good energy, bad energy, future energy. I mean, you're taking it all on. You work your ass off. This is not an easy task to do. And the prep was amazing. We had another new coach this year, Ina. Why do you do this stuff? Why do you put all these hours in this work into these retreats? Because God knows you're not getting paid enough. Not making a lot of money on this.
Well, I have
Penny.
I have tears because just listening to everyone, because it's so meaningful to hear how impactful it is, not just in the time that we had together, which was beautiful, but in your everyday life, how you're seeing it come to life. And of course, it's imperfect practice, right? So Judy, I'm still catching myself saying I am statements that aren't empowering. It's not, you don't become perfect overnight with it, but it's the catching it. So I left feeling so overfull of joy and gratitude. And I'm just really grateful. The few people that I've talked to since, it's just been really special to hear what has transpired in their lives. And so I'm just grateful. You know, at the retreat, I shared my journey. But you know, we all have our stories, and I heard a lot of the stories of the people that were there at the retreat, but we all have our stories. And whether it's a big T trauma or a little T trauma, something sticks with us and kind of is the filter that we look through our lives. And so I was able to find ways to remove a lot of those big filters and clear myself out of some of the things that I experienced as a child. And so I'm so passionate about sharing with people how they can do that, how they can be free, how they can be free of their monkey mind that goes nonstop. That's where our anxiety comes from. That's where our depression comes from. That's where just the disconnection from other people comes from. And so I feel honored and blessed to be able to teach and share. And it is such a special experience at this retreat because we all get to be together all the time. So we really get to know each other. And I felt like the camaraderie of this group, everybody just dropped in immediately. And so, you know, the group is only as good as the weakest link, and everybody was so powerful and connected, and I'm very grateful.
Wow. Thank you. We appreciate everything. And what today, you know, it's Wednesday. It's been 5 days almost since everybody's left. What would you recommend, or what would you coach on or tip going forward? Because you do a lot of these retreats, and people like, you know, Judy and all of us have said, hey, we've gone back. We're not 100% there yet. What's an exercise everybody can do? And even some people on the call that have not been to the retreat, because they're hearing us talk.
Yeah, I mean, we jam pack those 3 days in. We looked at the list of the things that we taught in 3 days, and it's a lot. So there's not a good way to really recap everything that was taught. But what I will say, no matter what you go to or what you learn, if you can just take one thing and implement one thing, like Judy was saying that she was back to her, you know, her morning routine, something like that. Or, you know, we talked about gratitude or catching those thoughts that kind of spin us in a downward cycle. If you can pick one thing, and maybe the people on this call, I got here late, but maybe you can even just take one thing from the people who shared and start implementing it into your life. That's the best way, because we're creatures of habit. You know, 90% of our lives is based on the habits that we have, because that's just how the human brain works. It likes to do the same thing over and over again. So if we choose one thing and create a habit out of it, doing it over and over and over and over and over, then you'll have that for life to help you out. So that would be my recommendation.
I love it.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you do all the time, Steph? How do you get yourself back?
Well, I personally, I love hypnosis, so I use hypnosis a lot. I have my recordings before I go to a listing appointment. I have my recordings before I do an open house. I have specific ones that I've created personally for me that are just like, it just gets me in the zone, meaning like I'm calm. I'm not like zoned out, but I'm calm and I am ready to go. So I love hypnosis. I also shared with everyone, I carry around a little rock and I call it my magic rock, but of course there's nothing magic about it. The magic is inside of me and it just reminds us. And so what I use it for is every night when I get into my pajamas, it falls out of my pocket and I look at it and I try to remember the one moment from the day that I'm most grateful for. And what that forces my brain to do is go through the whole day and think about all the things that I was grateful for from the whole day, and then choose one of the best moments. And so when I hold my rock and I think of all those moments and I think of my favorite moment and I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so those are the two that I implement from what we talked about that are I think the easiest, most practical.
I love that. And one of the things that I learned last year with Deanne, and I've been, she was one of the coaches there last year, was the thank you, thank you, thank you. I have found, and it's so easy, if you've never been to a retreat or anything else, just what Stephanie is saying, find that gratitude. Every time I say thank you, thank you, thank you, it makes me happy. It changes my mood instantly. So you know, you talk about hypnosis and all this other stuff. Start with something as simple. It's just the thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's free, it's easy, anybody can do it.
One of the things we started doing over a year ago on this, and it's a good reminder, as I learned it from Mel Robbins, is high five yourself in the morning in the mirror. And that automatically changes your feeling too. And I keep reminding people you can change your day at any time. I mean, absolutely have to change your day at any time. And so even these little bits, they just build and they build and they build. But something as simple as some of the other things that people have shared. Who wants to share the happy dance? Our cells are happy. Is anybody willing to be totally vulnerable? You don't have to jump up and down.
We need Kim.
I know. Crystal, come on, you got a good voice. You were into that. You remember the words?
You'll have to get Kim on at some point to do it for everybody.
So there's a rejuvenation of cells and you jump up and down. Too simple words. Thank you. You jump up and down, you get your cells going in the morning. Do something. Get out there and shake it off. I mean, I don't care. Put the song on, shake it off. Anything that you want to do, you can do it. Judy.
Peggy,
yes.
I have the words. I will not sing.
Okay.
Number one, I wouldn't sing anyway, but I will tell you, I looked in the photo gallery because I know you filmed Kim doing this when we were by the pool. And I was going to ask you this even before you mentioned this, so I can tell you the words. But and the reason I have the words readily available is because I went to do it and I couldn't remember the tune. So that's when I went into the photo gallery, and the one that you put in there, it was a 3-second one that you aborted, and then you followed up and filmed her doing the whole thing. You put the wrong one in the photo gallery. So you'll want to check
Go back and find it. Thank you.
Yes. But the words are, all the little cells in my body are happy. All the little cells in my body are well. All the little cells in my body are happy. All the little cells in my body are well. I'm so glad all the little cells in my body are well. I'm so glad, oh gosh, I just lost. All the little cells in my body are well. So that sounds repetitive. It doesn't, I mean, it's cute to read it, but when you see it enacted, it's very positive and uplifting.
And it was, you know, something like, we're gonna what? We're gonna go out on the lawn and we're gonna jump up and down. And this was something that Kim does every morning on her own. I think she said she got it from Tony Robbins. And so next thing you know, we're out on the lawn and we're just all jumping up and down with our feet in the grass. And you can't help but smile, you know?
Well, and I think that that's what's so fun about this retreat in particular is that everybody brought their own little gifts to the group. You know, that was Kim's thing, and Crystal brought her singing bowls, and it was just so cool to, you know, everybody brings something just by being who they are.
It was. So I want to just open this up. Does anybody, we got 7 minutes left. Does anybody have questions, comments? Yeah. Hi, Rose.
First off, I met you guys at Cabo, and I've been trying to find you because y'all had told me about a Wednesday, and I'm like, where is they at? And then Michael Collier spoke the other day, and I looked on his page, and he had. I said, oh, there they go. So it's good to see you. And I don't think it's a coincidence. Now, I don't know Steph, but it reminds me of Landmark. Are you guys familiar with Landmark Education?
We took it together. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you guys are talking about it, I'm a introduction leader at Landmark, and when I heard what you had and how you felt new and how you were getting, you know, away from everything, I was like, oh my God, what's the odds I meet them at this moment? So what I want to share with you guys is I'm in the most beautiful place in my life where I'm creating my monkey mindedness. I'm creating that I'm not giving it a voice anymore. And I'm literally in that space. So for me to come here, I just felt so divinely like, oh my God, I'm where I'm supposed to be. So I just want to thank you guys for sharing. I'm excited. I'll be at the next retreat, whatever it is. And I'm looking forward to joining your family as far as, you know, being on here on Wednesdays and just seeing the greatness that you guys bring. Thank you for allowing me to share. And I'm so excited for all of you. Just and I'll say one more thing. Whenever you get to a place where you feel like whatever, just writing your journal, be like literally be a demand for you to have the best life you can have. And don't allow the mucky muck to take back over because you've lived all that life. Now you got to take this life and live the best life and look at it from that perspective. Thank you.
Rose, we're so glad you found us. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else want to jump in? Got a few minutes left. Let's see. Oh, come on. Somebody's got to have something. Dee Dee, hi. Dee Dee wanted to be there so bad, and she had all of her daughters' things at school, and we understand that. We missed you.
I missed all of you guys, and last week's call was terrific. Thank you for the little fly on the wall view. It was fantastic. You guys are great. Thank you for sharing, and I apologize for being late. I know I missed out on a lot.
You're good.
In place of the retreat, I did go recently to one of the rallies, and they're phenomenal guys. It was my first one, and they did something similar. I'm assuming that you guys did at the retreat, and it was a speaker by the name of Elias Astuto. He's the was the number 2 team in the country at EXP, and he had us do an exercise where we wrote down the lies that we tell ourselves each day. So he gave us a few minutes. We wrote all our lies, like I'm not good enough. I am an imposter. I'm dumb. I'm whatever it is that you tell yourselves, and we tell ourselves. And we all got busy. Then he had us take that piece of paper, scrunch it up, and throw it at him. But I am assuming we can always throw it to the trash or the fire or out the door or whatever, right? The fire, and just burn those lies.
Yes.
Burn them because they're just fake, and it's lies we tell ourselves. It's not true at all. And another thing that I just recently learned, besides being grateful, like Peggy was saying, it does make you feel so good. In addition to that, writing a list every day of the good things that happen to you or for you on a daily basis changes your life, because we focus on the negative and the bad. Oh, I can't believe I missed the bus. I can't believe I missed my deadline. I can't believe this person was rude to me. How dare they? Think of the good stuff, right? When somebody says, oh my God, that's a beautiful dress you have on, or a great tie, or look at that watch, or anything. So that I've been doing that for about 3 days now, and it is life changing, in addition to being grateful for everything that just comes your way, even the bad, because we learn from it, right? It
Yeah.
molds life. You have to accept the good and the bad in order to embrace life entirely. And being through bad things that we call bad, we then can empathize with somebody going through the same thing. If we don't know what they're feeling, because we haven't been through it, and we're not going to be through all the bad things, but when we go through some bad things, it helps us empathize, excuse me, with other people who are going through tough things. And we don't say, oh, stop being a baby. We're like, well, I've been there. You know, you can lend an ear, a shoulder, or whatever have you. So embrace the bad and the good, be grateful, make a list of all the good things that happen to you. It changes your life, and throw away those lies, burn them, burn them.
Burn 'em.
That's all.
Oh, I
No,
love it.
thank
Thank you. And Dee Dee, I'll get you the info. On June 3rd, there's an event being put on in White Plains, and I'm a speaker panelist on that. So I'll be talking a lot about culture in this. So
Yes,
I'm
I
really,
would love to.
I'll get you the event on that. Look at Nikki. Hi, Nikki. You gonna say hi? Yeah, hi. We miss you. That's our trainer, our understudy in training. And we absolutely adore her. She's just part of our family. I mean, it's wonderful to have Nikki there too, because she also brings when you're raised by Stephanie and Eric, and you've been exposed to this since you've been in the womb, and then you come out and you're this gorgeous baby, and still every day you're hearing this, you're there. She is the most incredible, calm, peaceful baby. And she brings us joy when she's around us as well. So, Steph, we love that you bring her. Don't stop bringing her. Brad, I wish you could bring your daughter with him. But it's the top of the hour, guys. This hour went really, really fast. I miss all of you. For those of you who weren't there, next time we're going to be doing another one. And the other thing I want to talk about real quick is there's an event. If you haven't heard about it, it's called Women Empowerment. I will put that. It's in Florida. I'm trying to think when, but I will get that to you. But Sarah and I are seriously thinking about getting a beach house, a VRBO, getting some women together before it, and just doing a little mini hanging out. So Peggy Page will be near you on the East Coast. I was looking at VRBOs last night. So that's in September. Love you guys. See you next week. And Stephanie, thank you for everything you do. I mean, really, hats off. It was amazing. Bye, guys. Take care.
Thanks, Peggy. Have a
You're
great week.
welcome.
Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, everyone.
Kat, thank you for being there. Say hi to your hubby. Give him a really big hug for me.
I will.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye. I'll see you in Florida real soon.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll get together.
I'll talk to you. We'll get on a Zoom this week. I'll talk to
Okay.
you later. Okay. Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
Peggy.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, Peggy.
See you
Bye,
next week.
everyone. Rose, I'll see you at the retreat. Rose offered. She and I have to make it there. Bye, guys. Bye, Peggy.
Bye.
Mwah. Thank you.